Well, you're looking at a dated picture of Rabbi Moshe Chaim Mimran. The energy inside of this man is really unbelievable. He's all over the world doing all kinds of things. He's greater than Tinkerbell with the fairy dust. I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic. And he's put together this book, which is a book for the ages, I think. This is something, and the fact that is that he was born in Canada, so he's a native English speaker and spent, I think, the majority of his life in Gateshead, England. So it's a little bit on the Brit side. But from his family side, he's French-Moroccan. And they were Kabbalists. His grandfather was a well-known Kabbalist. This is a big family in the Moroccan community, some of them. Anyway, he's put together this tremendous book, and we're going to look about it a little bit more. He writes, as we're understanding the Kabbalah of learning to control our thoughts. A word of caution. He says, this is in the Chidushay Agodos Sota on Masechta Sota number 11. Reish Lakish said, the Holy Spirit tells them, so they shall increase, and so they shall burst forth. Now, because of that statement, the physical side of them becomes weakened. And once the physical is weakened to the extreme, the soul and spirit can attach with the energy of holiness. Now, let me read it again. It's very obscure. This, according to Reish Lakish, the Holy Spirit tells them, so they shall increase, and so they shall burst forth. They'll grow, and they'll grow to a place they burst out. Because of all the physical side of them becomes weakened. Because of this increasing. The increasing, I suppose, that what he means is the elevation of the spirituality and the attachment of a person to the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. And once the physical is weakened to the extreme, the soul and spirit can attach with an energy of holiness. So he writes, the control of the mind one has during the meditative experience will enhance the spiritual experiences tremendously. In other words, the reaching beyond. These are associated with the states of consciousness experienced by prophets and mystics. That's what it's all about, reaching beyond. There is a God who is reaching towards us. The senses are blocked out, and all sensation, both internal and external, is eliminated. In such states of consciousness, the feeling of the divine is strengthened, and a person can experience an intense feeling of closeness to God. Meditations of this type can bring a person to the most profound and beautiful experiences imaginable. But he says a word of caution is in order at this point. He says the experiences that a person can have in these states of consciousness can be so marvelous that they not want to return to his normal state of consciousness. It's possible for a person to become completely lost in the mystic state, actually swallowed up by it. Therefore, before exploring these highest states, be sure that you have something to bring you down safely. That's the Rebbe Nachman's feeling of being an expert in going up, an expert in going down. It is very much like flying a plane. Taking off is exhilarating, but before you take off, you better know how to land again. For this reasons, most texts on Jewish meditation stress that before embarking on the higher levels, a person should have a master, that is, one he can look up to. Then, if he goes up and does not know how to come down, or does not know doesn't want to, the master will be able to talk him down. Other sources indicate that mystics would You actually take an oath to return to a normal state of consciousness at the end of their meditative sessions. Now, you have to think about what different kinds of meditations is he talking about. Now, in the one case, on one hand, Rabbi Mimran is talking about learning to control your mind. It's very important because it's an important step. When you learn to watch your thoughts, this is the step. So that's what you have to do. But there is beyond that. This is what he's talking about, beyond that. Then where? If we talked about the Baal Shem Tov, which we had in the last year, the Baal Shem Tov says that in the letters themselves and behind the letters is a whiteness that is the energy that permeates the black letters. Then even if they were not inclined to return, they would have some kind of a pact. They would be bound by their oath, and then they would return. Now he's talking about a level that is pretty much, for me, at this point, not imaginable that I could get to a state where I could spend that much time. The control of the mind one has during the meditative experience will enhance the spiritual experiences tremendously. So we need mind control. We need to be able to, it's really controlling our thoughts, be able to suppress them and make them quiet. This is Baruch Fleischman, Rabbi Yosef Chaim Mimran, and this is the Tikkun Elevator Kollel.